Hey Libra, welcome back to Natural Mystic Messages. This is for Libra, Sun, Moon and Rising and Venus, because we always seem to tap into love here. Now let's see what's coming in for you. We'll start off with some Oracle and then we'll move on to the Tarot. We have Take Flight. Your Merkaba chariot light body is all prepared to take you aboard its next flight. This will be beyond all beliefs. Hold on, for a big change is upon you. So far we have big changes. Tantric love. An ultimate love is around you, which is a divine match. Kundalini is rising to become more balanced, whole and complete. And last of all, we have follow your intuition. People are waiting for you. Make contact with the ones in your visions. Okay, that's really interesting. We might also go some Oracle Angel. So you may have been feeling someone around you. It could be energetically, it could be someone you physically know in real life. It might be someone you're dreaming about. You might have dreamt of a divine partnership, or you might be contacting a partner or an ex-partner, or just somebody in your dream space. The ultimate love, the card says. So, okay, let's see what we get out of the Romance Angels. And I will leave all the decks below that I use. While I shuffle, I'm going to shamelessly ask you for likes and to subscribe. 2020 is my year of growth. I am wholeheartedly dedicated to putting out messages this year. And since I got very serious, we have grown to now 1,700 subscribers. So I want to get to 2,000 at the end of this month would be great. We have retreat. So take time away from the world. Maybe this is so you can tap into your intuition. We're going to go 2 more. Spirit saying 2 more. Always do things in threes. The power of 3. Okay. And we got 3 more. Literally. Heart-to-heart conversations. This may be something that's on your mind that you need to speak up about, that you haven't. Maybe you felt nervous to speak up about it, Libra. Forgiving and learning. Maybe you need to forgive people, learn the lessons from it rather than harboring what's gone on. And codependency. This says addictions are affecting your romantic life. It could be the person you're dealing with has an addiction. It could be that they're very codependent and addicted to your energy and it's leaving you drained. That's up to you to put into place. Now, the energy is fluid. So when I say masculine and feminine, I don't mean male and female. When I talk about a situation, it could be you it's referring to, it could be the people around you, it could be the person you're dealing with. So just place the story however it fits into your life. If it does not fit and it does not apply, let it fly. It's not your message. And there are so many readers on YouTube that are just doing brilliant jobs. They might have your message this month. Okay, or check back with my other January readings. We have the Lovers. We have the 7 of Pentacles. And we have the Queen of Swords. Been waiting a while, Libra. But you're putting a lot of effort with someone. You're not seeing the change coming in just yet. And it's time to get truthful with yourself that maybe this person isn't going to step up to the mark, or maybe they're not who you thought they were. I feel like you might have set a subconscious time in your mind for how long you'd allow this to go on for. Whether it be bad behavior from the other person, maybe you're in separation, or maybe, yeah, but you had a timeline in mind. And what I'm sensing is it might not have been conscious, but in your subconscious you thought, if I get to X, Y, and Z and this person hasn't shown up either the way I want them to, or shown up at all, or they're still behaving with those same behaviors, then I need to speak my truth and I need to step into my truth. I also feel like you may have recently kind of leveled up spiritually. And I'm also seeing that you may be stepping into a new form of your spiritual life. You may be expanding it. So like I'm as I'm saying this, and the reason I'm saying it is because I'm seeing like the craft, like the witchcraft, like you may be stepping into paganism or Wiccan, or there's something you're expanding. You might just be learning spell work or setting intentions, but I see that you, whatever it is you're doing, it might be that you've, you know, started going to a Buddhist temple or something like that. It's something more towards the community and stepping out into who you are, and taking goals towards that, setting goals towards that. And what I'm seeing is as you're doing this, you are leveling up spiritually. You may not be aware of this, but it's starting to make the divide between you and whoever's around you very obvious. And it's also given you a confidence inside yourself to say, I'm not putting up with this anymore. I'm not waiting anymore. I definitely think it's a sense of waiting. Might not be for all of you, but there's a definite sense of waiting. Waiting for this offer to arrive, for this to materialize into the physical is what I'm definitely getting. So you may be communicating telepathically, you may be communicating through text. They may just be like popping up and keeping an eye on you, just to sort of keep you, what do they call it, paper clipping, like just clipping you in there to know that you're there for them whenever they need you. But you're waiting for that to materialize into something bigger, into something tangible that you can put your hands on. And it's not showing those signs of movement, or it's not showing quick enough for you, which has left you re-mourning the loss of this connection again. So if you had already gone through a mourning period, it's like it's reopened that wound almost. And it's kind of left you shut off to what is actually good around you, and it's made you lose gratitude because you're going through this deep loss. Again, it's almost like a dark night of the soul, but not as drastic. And as we go through our second, third, fourth, and they continue on while we exist in this realm, they get a little easier. However, they don't get any less painful. So what I'm sensing is this situation, or coming to the reality of this situation, has really reopened that wound again. And I think you thought that you had healed from it, or you'd moved above it, but Spirit's telling me to remind you that healing is a spiral. So it's something we do at the level we're at, and then as our expansion, our awareness expands, we come back around so we can heal that from a deeper level with more depth, because we're able to reach those depths. Each time we expand and each time we dig a little deeper and get a little more healed, our awareness and what we're able to take in and comprehend just gets deeper and deeper. So that's why we sort of go back and just scratch a little below the surface and get there. We cannot do it in one go. Our human brain wouldn't be able to integrate all of it all at once. Sometimes people do, and they do end up very broken for a very long time. So Spirit's telling me that they're with you on your path, and they never allow you to take on more than you can handle. So if you are feeling a little overwhelmed at times, Spirit's saying, you've got this, we're not giving you more than you can handle. Okay, so there's a lot of past life energy. There's also a lot of inner child energy coming up. So that's part of that spiral. But there's also the 10 of Pentacles coming up. So I feel like you're at a place now on your path where you're kind of ready to integrate yourself back in. I feel like you may have been in hermit mode for a while. And for a while you were sort of at that stage of material possessions didn't mean a lot. Nothing meant a lot. You were very focused on your healing and moving forward in your path. But now you've got to a place of integration, and you want to put all the things that you've learned and experienced to good use, and you want to become abundant, and you deserve to become abundant physically, mentally, spiritually. But this past issue is stopping you from feeling like your void has been filled. I feel like so much of your void has been filled, except there's this nagging thing that sort of hangs around the background, whether it's your healing, whether it's that person. And the connection could be that you have had past lives together, and when you think of them, you don't just get memories of the last year or 5 years flooding back to you. You get past lives, many of them that you sort of subconsciously are filtering through and being triggered by and being prompted by. Okay. So let's get some advice on this situation, and then we'll get some clarifiers as well. Okay. So the person you're dealing with is very stoic and very stubborn. They're a lot better at you. They're a lot better than you at hiding their feelings, running from their feelings, pretending their feelings don't exist, which Spirit's telling me drives you mental, because it's kind of like a form of gaslighting. Like, you don't know if you're actually feeling this, if it's mutual. That you may have in the past been told that it's mutual, but now you're at a stage where you're like, did I make this up in my head? Am I imagining this? And you felt like you were always trying to tame the beast that is this other person. Always trying to soften them, always trying to melt their heart, always trying to get them to... I feel like you can feel them energetically, and you're feeling energetically that's happened, but you need more than that. You need them to at least admit it, even if they're not going to step into it. You need to know that this wasn't all some crazy thing that went on inside your head. It might even be for some of you that you don't even, or have not spoke to this person before, but you have been experiencing these energetic connections with them. It might be that you are work colleagues, or yeah, so this has been very slow moving, to the point where it's probably driving you crazy and you're done. The thing about the Knight of Pentacles is what we've got here, is that while it's a very slow moving energy, it's kind of all the knights, it's the one you can depend on to actually make it there in the end. I don't want to give out false hope, but the cards, tarot cards don't lie. And they're saying that this will get there in the end, but in the meantime, you've got to let it go. You've got to focus on you. You've got to focus on this comeback around of the healing of what this triggered to bring up. And Spirit's saying be grateful for what it triggered and what it brought up. And I know you're like, I'm not going to be grateful for something that makes me feel like crap. And I don't expect you to. But be grateful for, or maybe when you get to the place where you've sort of moved past this new triggering, you can look back and be like, wow, I'm almost a new person now from this, and I'm grateful for the growth that came from that. So maybe it's something to look into for the future if you have moved past, or if you have moved past it, then maybe to look back at, to sit down, take a second and meditate on the things that you have grown through. Okay, we're going to clarify this, lovers, and we're going to use the Housewives Tarot to do it. If this is resonating so far, please chuck a like on the video, and please subscribe if you're enjoying the reading style that I have. And I know it's a little unique. A lot of people say it's, I think it's like a dog, when they can't smell their own scent. To me, I feel like I read just like every other YouTuber, but it must be a little off-center because not everyone enjoys it. But if you're enjoying it, please hit the subscribe button with the bell. Okay, Spirit, that is too many. I'm going to pull out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can do it in a chunk. You can do it one by one. Just some nice, clear messages for Libra, please. What are we on? 14 minutes. And there goes a card. And it is the World. Big changes, big movements. At your hand, though. I feel like some people might actually be moving as well. I feel like work maybe asking you to travel. Maybe you've got a job that makes you travel, or the person you're dealing with travels a lot. Some of you may be looking to, or were at a stage that they were looking to have a child. Some of you may actually be pregnant. Okay, we have the King of Swords. What I'm hearing from this, and it's not the card meeting, is that a watched pot never boils. As cliche as that sound is, as that sounds, it's time to cook up and create, and it's like a recipe, you know, add in what makes you happy, what sets your soul on fire, all the type of things that make you who you are. Start doing those, and it's like a recipe. As you do those, you will create like an amazing cake, and that is the key to you moving forward, and that is the key to opening up this situation. I feel like this person has been trying to contact you, or not trying, wanting to, but not really having the strength to do so. They may be asking about you through other people or keeping an eye on you, but not actually one-to-one conversations. You may have the same group of friends. Okay. Come on, cards, talk for me. There we go. Okay. The Devil card has come up to clarify the Queen of Swords. I love this Devil card, by the way. There we go. It's literally chocolate devil's cake. And that's what's made you come to this realization. You may have seen them or checked up on them through social media or got word of what's going on with them, and they haven't changed. Whatever's holding them back from stepping into who they are, they haven't got rid of it yet. And you're like, really? After this long, you're still in this exact same position. You're miserable. You're not happy. It doesn't serve you anymore, but you're desperately, with almost like bleeding fingernails, holding on to what no longer serves you. You're no closer to moving into a better position than you were when we separated. And I think during this time, you had this sense that the separation would bring them clarity and help them and push them to where they're supposed to be, but you're just not seeing it, and you're thinking, is this a lost cause? There we go. Okay, so they might be stuck in situations as well due to expectations of them through their family, through society, stuff like that. They may be very by the book and follow the rules, even though it goes against who they are. The Three of Swords tells me this person, whoever you're dealing with, they're not happy. They're just not happy, and you know this, and that kind of hurts you in a way as well, as much as you need to be protective and look after yourself and maybe have no contact with them. You know they're hurting, which affects you, and that's a decision you had to make with this Two of Swords. Terrible lighting. You had to make this decision to step back because... And you also made the decision to not reach out and contact them, even though you'd heard this new information about them and you may have worried. Ace of Cups. This is a new love for self. It's like, well, if you're not going to love yourself and you're certainly not going to step up and love me, then I'm going to do it for the both of us. And I feel like almost energetically you're sending them some of that love too, in the hope that it lifts them. Okay, I've been waffling for nearly 20 minutes. I'm sorry, Libra. Queen of Swords. Queen of Cups. It's that mind-heart conundrum. Like your mind's like, logically, this isn't going anywhere. I'm not going to do this. This isn't right. And your heart's like, but... But that's Spirit saying align the two. Align the two, and you can do that by, you don't have to stop caring for people, loving people. This could also be a family member. This doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. You can love people from afar and still have your boundaries. So you can satisfy that mind conundrum by still allowing the heart to feel without allowing yourself to be hurt. Okay, we have reached 20 minutes, Libra. I want to go a life purpose card because I feel like your outlet for this has been your purpose and your drive. So let's see what comes up there. Okay, sensitivity. You're becoming more sensitive and you need to make changes accordingly. So that's what I said, you're opening up more. You may be sensing a lot more going on around you. Maybe that when it says make changes, maybe it's whatever you're working in or whatever you're working towards. Make sure you're protecting yourself energetically, especially if you work in the healing field, whether that be, sorry, I'm very tongue-tied today, whether that be spiritually or more out in society helping people. And you don't have to be a doctor to heal people. You don't have to be a nurse. You can just work in your day-to-day and have that effect on people, even if you're in retail. Just that communication with people and the energy that you bring to the table is very healing. Creative expression and energy healing. You are definitely a healer. Your soul longs to express itself creatively, which was what I was talking about it with that recipe of baking who you are, adding in all of that. It also reminded me of that when I seen the devil, all these little vices make up what this cake is. Good, bad, ugly. We have to express ourselves through everything that we are. So Spirit's saying, check into those things that make you happy. Whether it's junk TV or junk food, you are allowed to have those moments where you just give in and allow yourself to be, because if it makes you happy and it's not detrimental to you long term, and it's not something you do every minute, every day where you're just escaping. Spirit's saying have those moments where you just feel happy because you feel happy. It's okay. You don't have to be so hard on yourself, Libra. It's that balance. And you know what, Libra, you're actually great at it. And when you don't have that balance, it starts to send you a little cuckoo. Nothing feels right. You need that balance. So use it to your advantage. It's what you're famous for astrologically. So, okay, Libra, I'm going to leave it there. I have waffled for 23 minutes and 8 seconds. Please like the video. Please subscribe. Leave a comment below if this resonated. And I'll see you all again soon.